Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening on Thursday now at 4 o'clock. So I am streaming to Facebook, 5 different pages, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you can comment from wherever you're watching from. And I'd love to communicate with you because this is not just a one-way street. This is a two-way communication platform. So please, comment and be part of the show. So today is a very special day because it is the full moon in Capricorn. So what does that mean? Well, we have a full moon every, month, of course, and that is not the one I want to share. So hold on one second. Sorry about that. This is the one I want to share. Astrological news. So yes, today is the full moon, and exactly in about 35 more minutes, the full moon will be exact in the sign of Capricorn. So what does this mean? Well, the sign Capricorn, each full moon, the moon is in a different zodiac sign. Excuse me. Every 2.5 days approximately. And so the flavor or the type of full moon energy is going to be influenced by what zodiac sign the moon is in. So being that it's in Capricorn, I want to tell you a little bit about what the Capricorn energy means in this full moon. So the Capricorn full moon brings finality, right? It brings projects will reach their peak or come to a close during this full moon. This Capricorn full moon encourages discipline and accountability, realistic planning, and balancing the emotional needs because the sun is in the sign of Cancer, but the full moon is in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is an earth sign, so it has to do with, structure and practicality and discipline, these kind of things. So we want to balance the sun energy in Cancer with our emotional needs with pragmatic goals and tangible results. So Capricorn is a grounded, structured earth energy. Excuse me. It's also called the buck moon. And why that is because the Native Americans have a different name for each of the full moons during the year. The buck moon is because the male deer begins to grow their antlers this month. So that's why they call it the buck moon. This moon symbolizes strength and renewal and growth as we see the bucks growing their antlers. So this is a great time to do some goal mapping and really getting real about our aspirations and our goals. They suggest that we set 2 to 3 SMART goals. You've heard the acronym SMART: specific, measurable, and I don't remember the rest, but you can look it up. SMART goals, and then create a 90-day plan to achieve those goals. And actually later in the show, I'm going to talk about a little ceremony that we can actually do during the full moon today. So that's what's going on with the planets. And I want to talk a little bit more now about UFO and UAP disclosure. This has been a topic on the show for many months now. Excuse me, I'm getting through a cold. So it's been a little tricky. I almost didn't do the show, but I like to be consistent. So bear with me. So the big news in UFO and UAP disclosure is that there was a new release, actually a couple of weeks ago on June 24th. Dr. Stephen Greer released his latest documentary called Asymmetric Disclosure. And I'm going to play the trailer for you so you get a sense of what it's all about. So here is the trailer, and I will let it play.
You're either on the side of the law or you're not. The only way you're going to get to it is somebody at that executive level that says enough is enough. Cut the money off, bring these people in, let's go.
This is not to be talked about any further. And if you do, something can happen.
All we need is one to be accurate. And this whole concept of UFO crash retrieval non-existing completely falls apart.
Everybody wants to be in there. Can you give any kind of sneak peek of what that's like?
That organization has had the ability since the 60s to hit a button and simulate an alien attack on the planet using these technologies.
Serious questions that I've made a growing number of drone sightings.
How do you set up a believable false flag and operations that looks like it's alien when it isn't?
So when it happens, they're not shocked, they're not stunned. They can say, oh, we knew this was going to happen.
Which is potentially the most dangerous, where they're talking about quote unquote catastrophic disclosure.
They put it into secrecy, they deny, and then they shut the people up.
And the president doesn't know about. That is an existential threat to humanity.
So that movie is available. You can get it on Amazon Prime, and you can. I have it listed on my Amazon store. Just go to good-vibes.tv. Now, what was really interesting just this week, Dr. Greer on his podcast did talk a little bit about this movie and things, and I wanted to share. Let's see here how I can do this. A little clip, just a couple of minutes about what's been happening lately. And basically what's happened is that the negative forces have been telling Congress that Stephen Greer is a Russian spy. And Dr. Greer is very pissed off about this and is actually taking legal action. So I want to share a little bit of that clip right now. So here it is. So let me get that big.
And their associates. I'll just say this: we know who they are. Anyone going up to the Pentagon, Capitol Hill, in the White House circles, stating these false statements to block our evidence and our whistleblowers to getting to the official investigators of this subject are committing multiple federal felonies. And this is a heads up. You need to stop it.
Any last words, Steve?
No, I'm just saying right now things are going very quickly, and a lot of it I can't go into publicly, but there's wonderful movement on the investigation, law enforcement, criminal investigation side. Huge, but it's all very, very quiet. I think it needs to get supported further, and the way you do that is the public and the members of Congress step in, and there needs to be like a serious Watergate type hearing with subpoenas. And boy, do I have a list. I have 50 people for them to subpoena to be brought in, and it would be the hearing of the millennium. But that is the way that happens, is that the public and the media are going to have to start covering this in a way commensurate with how serious the situation is. And it's a very serious situation. So I would say we need all hands on deck, and we need all the help folks can offer us.
Appreciate you, Steve, for being on the front line. Again, you're being attacked, and nothing's new there. But again, trying to attack you, and then by default and proxy, prevent these people, these whistleblowers, and the evidence that they have to come forward to Congress and stop that potential, flood of information.
Yes, and that's
criminal.
That's the red line that got crossed.
Yes.
When you make up a serious allegation of someone like myself being a foreign Russian espionage agent in order to chill the investigation by members of Congress and other departments of the federal government, that is, I want to be clear, You can call me every name in the book. Doing that with that intention and result is a felony each occurrence. And it's already been referred to law enforcement for investigation.
I'm really glad.
So I wanted to share that with you because he's pretty pissed because they are making these attacks on him. And, you know, he has been doing this work for over 30 years. So if you want to see that full podcast, go to tinyurl.com/GVTV Greer Special Report. And you'll hear the latest in response to the movie being released about 2 weeks ago. All right. So now, in addition to what's been happening regarding that, I did host World UFO Day about 10 days ago 9 days ago on the 2nd of July, which is World UFO Day. And so if you want to see that, just go to www.good-vibes.tv and click on the top button that says World UFO Day. You'll be able to see the whole thing. And I featured, I talked about, World UFO Day, what started it, which was the anniversary of the Roswell crash, and the Jesse A. Marcel Library that when Dr. Oh, and I'm going to blank on it. Richard O'Connor, had put together. He was friends with Dr. Jesse Marcel, who is the son of Jesse Marcel, who was the military major who actually touched the Roswell crash materials, brought it home to his wife and child, his 11-year-old son, which is Dr. Jesse Marcel, who Dr. Richard O'Connor had become friends with because they were both doctors working in Montana. So he created this library. So it tells a little bit about that. Then I also have a panel discussion with the Citizens for Disclosure state leaders from many of the states that have state leaders. And so this is something very interesting that I did want to share with everyone. And speaking of that, I want to talk about Citizens for Disclosure, which is part of the new paradigminstitute.org. And this is the website here. So there are a couple of things happening with that. And what I want to do is share, let's see if I can do this correctly. Share an email from Danny Sheehan, who is the head of the New Paradigm Institute. And where is it here? So yeah, what I love about being part of the Citizens for Disclosure is you kind of get an inside track as to what's happening regarding UFO disclosure, and you get to be part of helping it to happen. So let me see here. I want to make sure you can see this. So let me make this big. All right. So he sends out a letter pretty much every week. And I don't know if you've heard of the Buga sphere, which was a sphere that was seen in Buga, Colombia. Well, they had a historic press conference in Mexico City on June 20th that Danny Sheehan was at. Dr. Greer was there and several others. And one thing that happened, there were some armed men that, pretended they were policemen who actually tried to steal the Buga sphere. So they're doing tests on it to see if it's a legitimate ET object. So let's see, Representative Eric Burleson was there, and he's a member of the task force on the declassification of federal secrets, and Stephen Greer was there as well. So, more will come out on this. The Bugosphere was seen on March 2nd of this year, and they just had this big press conference just a couple of weeks ago. So they have asked the New Paradigm Institute to prevent, by those who are professionally investigating the Bugosphere, to provide legal oversight and counsel to the investigative team. And the role of the New Paradigm Institute will be to participate with Senora Mawson's Mexico Legal Foundation Council to create a public interest organization that will be empowered and staffed to ensure, number one, an documented and transparent chain of custody of the sphere. Number 2, to protect and preserve the physical integrity of the sphere during all testing. Number 3, to safeguard the investigation from speculation or overstatement of findings. And number 4, to prevent any unlawful seizure or confiscation by domestic or foreign authorities. So, they're saying New Paradigm Institute, they're not ready to assert the authenticity of the Boogosphere, but they say that this is a first potential artifact of non-human origin to be examined with a high standard of public transparency and legal accountability. So they're making sure to make this, they're committed to making sure this investigation proceeds with integrity, professionalism, and the respect for the truth. The other big news was that Senator Rounds, who was part of the first UAP Disclosure Act a couple of years ago, is working on trying to get that in the National Defense Authorization Act for 2026, I believe. And so there's a discussion with News Nation on there. So, this kind of information is what you can get when you become a part of the New Paradigm Institute. The other thing is there's a big meeting happening if you are a member, if you're a volunteer of Citizens for Disclosure. That'll happen this Sunday, July 13th, a big Zoom meeting at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, I don't think I'm sharing that screen, but that's okay. So anyway, if you want to be part of the Citizens for Disclosure organization, just go to newparadigminstitute.org and sign up. And if you do it quickly enough, you should be able to attend this Sunday's meeting if you're interested. So I wanted to share that because there's lots going on with UFO disclosure. A lot of the psychics have said a lot of big things happening in this month of July. So I think all of these revelations are coming to a head right now, and it's a good time for us to, be aware and be part of it, be aware of it, and not be afraid, but really welcome the disclosure of this UFO ET technology and the enhancements to our world that it can bring. In the meantime, I do want to talk about spiritual activism because you may or may not want to volunteer with New Paradigm Institute, but you can still be a spiritual activist. And one way to do that is to meditate either every Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, whatever time zone that translates to where you're actually at, or every day at 2 o'clock, and just send love and light to the planet, connected with all the other people that are meditating as well. Send that energy out, and that makes a huge difference in changing the vibration of the planet, of yourselves. Just 15 minutes, no technology needed. And this is something that Pamela Gregory, the astrology from the UK, has been promoting for over a year now, that I've also been kind of jumping on the bandwagon with, because I think it's a great idea. The more of us light workers that can send our love and light to the planet and to each other, the more we can make a difference and change it so that we're on the highest timeline for the planet, for all of us, for the good of all, right? All right, now it's time for the Oracle of the Month. And this month, I'm going to work with the Sisterhood of the Seers Oracle, which is by Athena Laz. And I'm going to show you the deck right now. Go. That's the cover of the deck as I'm shuffling here. And I haven't worked with this. I just opened it up. Here's the inside of the box. For my sisters, may you be seen. All right. So this is a brand new deck, and I can show you, what the card kind of looks like on the back, and they all have that back side, and then the cards are on this side, different ones. And it's not a tarot system like last month's tarot system, but you can kind of get a sense of some of the cards and what they look like. It has very nice, artwork on there. All right, so let's Ask a question, just spirit. What is it that we need to know right now for the highest and best good of all concerned? And let's see what message we get. And I'm just going to read it from the deck. All right. This is beautiful. Number 19, hear with your heart. Hear with your heart. So I'm just going to read the message. The essential meaning is empathy, the medial path, love is the key, mediation, focusing on unity, good communication skills, and right speech. The message: no matter whether a divide has appeared within your own heart, or if you're witnessing division in the world around you, this card asks you to build a bridge of compassion. Spread hope, forgiveness, and love to everyone involved, including yourself. Be kind to everyone, even if they have very difficult beliefs than you or will not listen to you, because only from a state of internal peace will unity be created. You have the ability to be strong for many. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the news or because of a personal situation, focus on your intention and energy on the situation already being resolved for the highest good of all, which includes you. See yourself being happy, having overcome any suffering, and let your heart do the talking when you participate in the world. Be mindful of where you let your energy enter into, and stay away from any situations that evoke harsh judgment, either of you or by you. You will be so glad you did. Focus on empathy. You deserve to feel love in its greatest forms. Share your love and allow yourself to receive it in return. You are worthy and lovable, and there is nothing you need to do in order to earn this love. If you are seeking a deepening of any form of love, romantic, platonic, or familial, then this is your sign to take a bold leap to deepen this connection. Love is oneness with all that is. Love is your true nature. Love is a beautiful pathway, and you can choose to activate it right now in this moment. And the meditation is: see a rainbow circle, see a rainbow circle swirling around your heart, with you standing in the center, radiating and receiving love. That is so perfect, because, a couple of things that it brings up for me. I've noticed that I've been spending too much time watching, some people call it doom scrolling, but it's not really that. It's watching too much news, getting sucked into, the drama of whatever it is, the politics, things that are going on and stuff. And even with the UFO disclosure, I have to be careful that I don't get so sucked into it that it kind of pushes me off balance. So I've kind of made a commitment to now really be aware of what I'm feeding myself, because that old parable about, inside of us we have in a wolf, one, there are two wolves, one is good, one is bad, fighting, and the little boy asks which one will win, and it's the one you feed. So, and the other thing is, whatever we focus on, we attract. Whatever we're putting energy towards, it will grow. So what we focus on, that's our point of power, is where we put our focus and what we are feeding ourselves. Where are we focusing our energy? Is it the higher vibrations of love, peace, harmony, joy, bliss? Or is it the things that make us angry, pissed off, or, the injustices and things like that? And it's really difficult to, because we want to solve problems. This is how we are kind of raised to find the problems and fix it. But that's really not how it works, because what we focus on grows. Whatever we give our attention to, we're giving energy to, and it grows. So we want to find the things that we want in our life and really focus on that. And, you know, forgiveness is a big part. And this works so perfectly because in a couple minutes, I'm going to talk about forgiveness and how to release during this full moon. So here with your heart. I love that. So far, I like this deck. And if it's something that you would like to add to your collection of Oracle decks, you can get it at my Amazon store. And that's so easy to get to. Just go to good-vibes.tv. And on the button that says Shop My Amazon store, you go to it, you'll see it under the Oracle decks. And it's a great way to, you know, support the channel, support me, support this work that I'm doing. Okay, so let's move on now to, I always love to share free summits and activities and things that are happening that you can attend. And one, excuse me, that we're actually in the middle of, being that it's July 10th, is this Superfood Garden Summit. And in this particular event, it happens from June 8th through 11th, but I'm going to tell you a little tip. This is where you can learn from 12 different visionary growers and learn how to supercharge your garden and your health. And so when you have experts in your corner helping you make great garden choices, you can grow the best food. So here is the link that you can go to, tinyurl.com/GVTV Superfood Garden. And when you go there, you'll sign up, you'll get information, and you can actually access, you have today and tomorrow to actually watch the summit. Now, here's the little tip that I'm not supposed to let you know till tomorrow, but since we're doing this now, not tomorrow, this weekend, they will have a replay. So sign up, watch what you can for today and tomorrow. And then whatever you don't get to watch, or if you miss the first day or part of the second day, you can watch it this weekend. So go to that website to do that. All right. So next up tonight, I've actually have the Longevity with Light webinar happening tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So tonight we are going to talk about LifeWave's glutathione patch, and Dr. Jennifer Smith. She's a certified doctor of naturopathy and has expertise in resolving autoimmune conditions. And she has over 20 years of expertise in the holistic health field. She also operates a comprehensive wellness center and offers group wellness workshops and integrative consulting services for medical practitioners. And the way that you can register for this free webinar that's happening tonight, and it's only 30 minutes long, is just go to tinyurl.com/longevity with a capital L, July with a capital J, 2025. And then you'll get registered and you can chat and interact. But remember, it's only 30 minutes, so it's not a whole lot of time, but a whole lot of information. And if you've missed any of the previous ones, because we do this every month, you can go to the longevity playlist. So tinyurl.com/longevity playlist with capital L. And this way you can catch up on any previous episodes we've had, any of these webinars. They're really informative. And, reach out to me if you want to learn more about the LifeWave patches. I can get you some samples to try and help you decide which ones are the best for you. The main one, that patch that's like the best, and I'm actually wearing some now. I'm wearing carnosine and then these energy patches to give me some energy today because I've been fighting this. I think it's more like a flu than a cold. But anyway, I've been using them to try to get better. So check it out. I will be there moderating tonight, and I hope you join us. All right. So next up, we've got a tip of the week to raise our vibration. Now, last week's tip was to meditate during the Sirius Gateway and to journal your download. So let me know in the comments if you did this. It was a very important time when I think it was from the 3rd to the 7th of July, when the Sirius star, which is considered our spiritual sun, was in alignment with our sun. And this is kind of a time to really get some spiritual downloads from our highest self, from our spiritual connection. So, yeah, that was last week's tip to do that. And this happens every year around the first week of July. So it's something to actually plan for if you're into, connecting with your higher self, really having a powerful gateway to do that. Now, this week's tip of the week comes from a book called Moonology by Yasmin Boland. And I'm going to read you the instructions. So this is a little bit longer of a tip, a ritual or technique that you can do. And this is writing a letting go list and burning it during the full moon. Then also writing, it's really a manifestation list or a gratitude list, and then burning that during the full moon. So I'm going to read the instructions for, this is from her book, Moonology. It's called a full moon forgiveness ceremony. So on the full moon, which is tonight, and you could do it during the day, but it's always nice to be under the light of the full moon. You want to sit quietly for about 10 minutes and mentally forgive anyone against whom you hold any kind of grudge or resentment. If there's someone who's getting on your nerves or really upsetting you, ask them to forgive you for your bad feelings and send them love. So we're doing this on an energetic level. You don't have to necessarily talk to those people. So the first step is to take some deep cleansing breaths and release any stress, worries, or care as you breathe. And now think of a habit, a thought pattern, or an idea or an upset that you want to release. It can be more than one, and write it down on a sheet of paper. Write as much as you need to express it, kind of really get it out of your system. Next, think of anyone who has upset you. You can go right back to your childhood, to anyone who seemingly did you wrong and whom you haven't yet forgiven. List their names on the same sheet of paper and also write down what they did. Write as much as you need to, and now you've created a forgiveness list. The next step is to close your eyes and visualize each person in turn. See them in a pink bubble in your mind's eye. Pink is one of the colors of love. See them smiling at you. Create good feeling between the two of you. Say out loud or silently, I forgive you. And then let them float away into their bubble. Float away in their bubble. And then the final part here, I wrote this down so you can read it or take notes of a screenshot. Now recite the following full moon forgiveness and karma release formula. Under the glorious full moon, I forgive everything, everyone, every experience, every memory of the past or present that needs forgiveness. I forgive positively everyone. I also forgive myself of past mistakes. The universe is love, and I am forgiven and governed by love alone. Love is now adjusting my life. Realizing this, I abide in peace. So then you want to take your forgiveness list in a safe container, a fireplace, an outside fire pit, or even a kitchen sink if you need to. Set the paper on fire and burn your forgiveness list. This ritual releases the energies into the ether for transmutation into love. Now, the universe hates a void, so you don't want to just create an empty space. You want to put something in the space you just cleared. So what she recommends doing is to do a gratitude ceremony. So when you're in a state of gratitude, you can manifest extra well. This is because being in this state closes down your ego, which might otherwise bring in doubts while you're manifesting. And here's how to do it. wrote these down. Think of at least 3 people, places, situations, or things you're truly grateful for, and feel that gratitude in your body. Now, write a list of who or what you're grateful for. Then the next step is to burn your gratitude list after writing it. And then finally, if it feels right to you, say this: I know that I am blessed and I live my, oops. Let me fix that. I know that I am blessed and I live my life within that knowing. Sorry for the typo. Within, oops. With, there we go. I know that I'm blessed and I live my life within that knowing. So the next step is, well, I already said burn your list, and then you say that offering or that saying. So that is the tip of the week. I know it's a little extensive, but sometimes tips can be short or sometimes they can be long, and it depends on how much you want to put into it, right? How much energy you want to put into it. So again, the tip of the week is write a letting go list, and then a manifestation or gratitude list, and then burn them during the full moon. So this is a great practice many people use to release things during the full moon, because we have that extra power and that time to really tap into our emotions, because the moon rules our emotions, affects our emotions. And again, the book is Moonology by Yasmin Boland, and I also have that on my Amazon store. So, my friends, this concludes the show for today. I know it was a little bit longer than usual, but it's a full moon, so there's lots to share. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And share it with someone who needs a boost of good vibes, because, we're all part of the same human family and really part of the cosmic family too, as we're getting to connect with our star family. And, this is so important to be aware of, to be open to, and to understand. So until next time, keep raising your vibe and thriving. Peace out, everyone.